I'm Mercedes, here to tell you a little bit about Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or your computer. Creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. They'll distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
This is Past Due, Hustler's Phone Tap, a candid look inside the life of a working creative, with your host, Experience Jay.
Hey y'all, this is your girl Experience Jay, and this is Hustler's Phone Tap. I'm here with the very talented Markevia Bell, my good friend and sister. Hey, what's up?
Hey y'all.
So I just wanted to, I know we've been trying to do this. This is like our sixth take. We're live at Panera Bread, enjoying some lunch and all that good stuff. So I just wanted to kind of switch up the ambiance and all that good stuff. So let's start by you introducing yourself, tell them what you do for a living, things like that.
Hey, so I'm Markevia, or a lot of my friends call me Kiwi. What am I not? That's the question. I'm an educator, been an educator for 13 years here in the DMV. My most important job that I love the most is I'm a mommy. Mm-hmm. So I'm a mommy, I'm an educator, a mentor, a visionary, entrepreneur, children's book writer, all that good stuff, all into one.
Okay. So what do you do creatively? I know you mentioned children's book writer. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So actually a couple years ago when I was in grad school, I had to turn a paper in, and I had a professor that I think the assignment was like, how did you begin to learn how to read? And I've always loved writing. I've always loved reading. And so I turned my paper in, and my professor said, hey, Markevia, have you ever thought about being a children's book writer? Like, I really loved how you told us the story creatively and how you learned how to read. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, I'd never even really thought about being a children's book writer. Mm-hmm. I was just writing because this is something that I just love to do, and I love to read.
Right.
And so maybe like a little while after that, I kind of started, again, the idea came up again when I was teaching in second grade, and we had to come up with like kind of how they had to like remix fairy tales or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I came up with this story, and my kids were like, you're finished? And I was like, no, this is a model, so I could show y'all so y'all could do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And so it kind of became an idea, kind of stuck with me. And so a couple years later, I got married, had my first son, Isaiah. Unfortunately, he passed away. He went to be with the Lord. But while I was in his room, the idea came up again, like, oh, you need to write a book. And this is the story I want you to tell. I want you to remix it and kind of like add things to it. So I've been like, still had the same concept in my head of the book that I'm writing now. Mm-hmm. And it's just been there for like 8 years. So I've been writing this for like 8 years. So prayerfully it will come out like during the summertime.
Okay, that's awesome. So what else do you have going on as far as creativity? I know you do parties. Tell us a little bit about that stuff.
So right now, my company is Glitz Glam Parties, LLC. So basically I do mobile spa parties, but I mostly do the mobile paint and sip. So the whole paint and sip phenomenon has been going on for a couple of years. And so I was at one. I was probably together at one of them, and I was like, I could do this and get money. Mm-hmm. So let me do my dab, because I can also draw too. And I was like, all I just need to do is do a little sketch, and so I kind of tried it out and kind of went with it. Mm-hmm. And from there, I just kind of started just doing it, where I brought the party to them and brought them the experience.
Okay. So what's it like balancing work and your dream? This whole podcast is about essentially working creatives, people who work for a 9-to-5 job, but also have their dream. And sometimes people kind of call their dream their side hustle, but some people have, it's like they want it to be their full thing. So how do you find balance with that?
Well, I don't even know what the word balance means. So you just fit it in where you can get it in, honestly. But, you know, like I do my job. My job helps me to fund my dream. It helps me to fund the things that I really want to do, even though I love helping kids learn how to read and write. That it just funds what I need to do, you know? Even though it's my passion, I love it. It's just my purpose and my passion. But I guess, like, after CJ goes to sleep, when he goes to sleep at 9, I try to get it done. I try to put an alarm in my phone. Sometimes I push the snooze button. Sometimes I take my stuff and I go in a quiet place. I go in a corner. But it's all about, and then like not even just that time. Like I could like be teaching in the middle of the day, and I'll like, oh my gosh, I'll like think of something, so I'll like write it down like on my desk, and I'm like, I thought about that, and so like I have like this book at school on my desk. And it has like all these random things like just written down on it. And so I go back to it, you know, when it's time for me to kind of download and to upload a couple ideas and concepts, and I'll like go back to it.
Yeah.
So
you mentioned find a quiet space. I have such a big issue with that. I feel like every time I'm trying to record or write, but particularly record, there's always cars honking, people yelling, babies screaming, people talking loud on their cell phones, things like that. And I feel like that always happens to me, no matter where. Like, and I live in a pretty quiet neighborhood, but you know, still,
it is quiet.
Right? But even so, like, I'll start to record. As soon as I turn the mic on, it's like honk, 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 and you're like, what the hell? So that's very important for me, just trying to find a quiet space to get certain things done. And even if I'm not recording, just that quiet space and quiet time, like I really cherish that type of stuff. So it's hard trying to find that, especially enough time, because you might only have like an hour, you know what I'm saying, to do 20
maybe
minutes.
10 minutes, but at least you're getting it done.
And you want that quiet time to just to yourself, and you don't always have that luxury. So I definitely understand that.
Like we always go to Bus Boys and Poets. Shout out to Bus Boys and Poets.
Yeah, that's our spot.
I think that's like where I wrote the majority of my book at. That's where I wrote all my book at. So it's just a creative space with creative thinking and mindset. So I definitely think the energy has to be right too when you find your balance. So you just can't like say like, oh, okay, at 9 o'clock I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my dreams. Like I definitely have to have that energy. Like sometimes I'll have like a block, and my block can be like 2 months, and I'm like, what the hell? I can't like think of anything, like no concepts, and then it'll be a moment where my energy and everything is like aligning up, and I just like I can't stop.
Yeah, no, I definitely get it. And I already know the answer to this question. I don't even know why I asked it, but I guess it's important. But have you ever felt stuck when it comes to trying to live your dream and trying to balance that 9 to 5? And how do you manage that? How do you deal with that feeling?
Man, what? You get stuck in all types of different areas, I believe. Like, I get stuck at work because I'm like, I don't really want to teach, but, you know, I don't really want to be at this school. I don't want to be this job. And then, you know, you're like, well, it pays the bills. And the way CJ's tuition is set up, it's like a baby mortgage. So it's like, I have to do this, you know, but, you know, and you feel stuck there. And then, like, my degree is I have a master's in elementary education. So I really can't do a lot with that. Like, you can, but you can't. So I feel stuck in that place because I feel like I'm only limited to like the classroom, or like if I want to get out the classroom, like I have to have like different certifications and stuff, and I just don't have time to like go and do those. So I kind of feel stuck there. And then sometimes I just want to do my business full time with the benefits of my real job, and I can't do that. So it's like you're just constantly trying to just be on a hustle 24/7 so you can get to like the next step.
No, I understand that, being in education myself, and even at times, now don't get me wrong, I love kids, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like as a profession, other than me being a creative, that's definitely what I would be doing. However, like I said before in other platforms, like I feel like it's not enough. And so whenever I would try to get out, or because you have this degree or this experience in one place, you get boxed in where people, other jobs be like, yeah, I see you have experience in education, but you don't have any experience in anything else. And you're like, no, like education.
A teacher, look, you have to be everything.
You have to be everything.
You have to be a lawyer, an advocate, a nurse, a damn therapist,
receptionist. Everything.
You have to be everything.
You
like
have to
all
know
in.
Several skills.
You have to know 100 many different skills. Like you're everything when you're an educator, especially depending on what type of community you are working in. If you're working in like a really sensitive community where it's like poverty stricken and stuff like that, like you have your kids have something that we all call as an invisible backpack. And so our kids carry so much with them. And so before I can even teach them a apple I have to be like, so did you eat last night? Oh, your mom was hollering.
It goes
like
much deeper.
It's so deep. So I have to like get that their first little level. You know, I have to get them together first before I can even try to teach them anything.
What keeps you motivated?
CJ, like looking at him every day, knowing that he counts on me and I can't let him down. Being able to be a voice for the little black girls that are voiceless, or being a voice for those kids in foster care, because I'm a product of foster care. So being that voice for them, letting them know that, hey, this may have been our start, but guess what? This doesn't have to be our finish. So the voiceless definitely is motivating. Because I wish I had somebody, that advocated for me for the voiceless as well. So why not create it if it hasn't been created?
Right. So where do you see yourself in, let's say, 5 years creatively? What's your end goal? Like, what does that look like for you?
So in my mind right now, for 5 years from now, I'm looking to hope that I have like my own establishment where I can call a home, where it can be a space, for my event, be a space for mentorship, be a space for tutoring, for advocacy, like something for the community. Definitely a space for the community. I definitely see a different, like a couple of my platforms kind of forming into that one space.
Right. Okay.
And me chilling with Oprah, talking to her. Okay.
Yes, Oprah chilling.
Okay, with Oprah. Okay. So definitely Markevia being a household name when it comes to kids with disabilities, with foster care, with education. So I want to be a household name for those three entities. Okay. They are near and dear to my heart.
I like that. That's cool. Okay. I kind of just want to skip to what you're working on right now. So tell the people what you're working on, what you have coming up, anything you want to promote. This is the time where you can do that.
Oh, okay. So I've already said I'm working on my book, and so I'm excited about it. So I get so excited and giddy about it. So I'm working on my book, and so that's been a process in its own. It's just been a whole personal journey, and like I just love how my characters have evolved from the simplicity, like from 8 years ago to like how they are now. Like each of my characters have like their own little personality, and I'm even like now envisioning them like later down the road, to just be bigger, characters, have bigger meanings. I'm working on some event space right now for my paintists, so we can have a home. So I'm working on that right now. Okay. But pretty soon, you guys you'll be seeing more events come up. So with the paintists for not just for the adults, but for kids. I'm working on something called Paint and Praise. So the Paint and Praise will take place after Sunday. So after you get your good word in, come in. Paint and praise, amen. And then I'm coming out with Freaky Fridays. Sorry, Lord. So Freaky Fridays. So where we paint and sit, we just have so much fun. We play games and freaky games and it's just fun. Just trying to take the paint and sip thing out of the box, and then just the regular paint and sip. If people want to draw trees and shit, if they're like not down with drawing penises or whatever, so they can come to that one. And then I'm working on CJ's Universe. So CJ's Universe is a platform for children with disabilities, specifically with autism. And so I'm working on that right now, trying to build that platform for minority mothers, so that they will have resources to even help figure out like, okay, something's not quite right with my child, like what could it be? And especially like in the minority neighborhood, in the black community, like having a disability is kind of like looked down upon, or it's overlooked, like, oh, they just like this, or oh, they're just doing that, or oh, they're just being lazy. Like, oh no, your child might have a disability and you need to like you need to have the resources to help your child be more successful.
Right.
And so I'm working on that, and I'm working on glam kids and glam moms. So I got a couple things like going on with like OBGYNs in the community to help promote glam moms and glam kids.
And what is that?
So glam moms, a couple years ago when I had my first son, Isaiah, I was on bed rest. So I had a membrane rupture. I had a hole in my water bag with Isaiah. And so long story short, I was on bed rest for a long time. And I'm used to getting my feet done, okay? And none of my friends wanted to touch. Only one friend touched my feet. Shout out Jaquita. She was the only one that touched my feet.
Praise them, because no, Lord.
Nobody else was not going to touch my feet. So
Lord.
Jaquita was the only one that rubbed lotion. But this heifer put some damn gloves on because my feet were horrible. And I'm like, nobody's not going to come in. Like, do my feet. And like I tried to look around, there was like no mobile like people that do feet.
Right.
And I was just like, I was so lonely in there because and everybody kept concentrating like, oh my God, how's the baby? I'm like, well, how am I? I'm like going crazy in this place, you know?
Right.
And so I was like, when I get out, I'm gonna do something for moms. I'm gonna do a mobile spa for moms that are on bed rest. And so that's kind of how Glam Moms cultivated. And so I wanted to do it for free, like for parents that are in the hospital. And just that hour to themselves, like I'm not a professional, but I can put your feet in this good tub and lotion them and paint them and say have a nice day. So if you would like to give to that, please go on my link at glitzglamparties.com. Okay, so you can definitely donate. And Glam Kids is near and dear to my heart. It's where I give free parties, so paint parties to kids that are maybe in a shelter, kids that are in foster care, kids that are like in at-risk neighborhoods. I have like a little criteria that like basically if a kid is in need or that are less than, just hit me up so I can do a GoFundMe and then I'll do a party for them.
That's dope. So give your social media handles if you want. How can people reach you, get in touch with you?
So you can hit me up at Just Keeve. That's my personal one on Instagram, but you can hit me up at glitzglamparties.com. You can hit me up at Glitz Glam Parties LLC on Facebook, Glam Nights LLC on Facebook, and Glam Nights and the same things on Instagram.
Okay. So the same handles on Instagram?
Yeah, same handles on Instagram. So
okay, awesome. So lastly, of course, you know about the mantra of the moment because I hit you up about this. So I want you to give us our closing mantra of the moment for the good old people.
My mantra of the moment is you will never know how far you can fly until you spread your wings. I don't know who wrote it, but I thought it was dope, and I wrote it on all my college applications, okay, so I can get into college. But now as like an adult thinking about it is that you really don't know the lengths of your ability until you like really like get out there on your own and like really like fly. And I think Steve Harvey said it the best when he said just jump and you're gonna like kind of make some bumps along the way, but you always have a parachute, and our wings are always God. He's always going to lead you. He's always going to guide you. And so throughout this whole journey, in adulthood, getting to where I am now, I just kind of just took off, and I was scared to fly high, at a high altitude, but I'm learning that he's always going to guide you. He's always going to lead you. So just spread those wings, baby.
That is the best advice ever. So many times we kind of put out the what if I fail, and you know what I'm saying, there was a saying like what if I fail, but what if I fly, you know what I'm saying? So you just never know until you attempt it. And like we've been saying, I've been seeing it everywhere. My last interview, do it afraid.
Oh my God, I was about to say that. I'm like, that's what my pastor is like, just do it afraid. Do it afraid. And I'm like, but I'm scared. Like, do it even if you don't even know what the hell you about to get into. Like, just do it. Because at the end of the day, like, people like Dr. Seuss, I love Dr. Seuss. So Dr. Seuss, he did that shit afraid, and he kept doing it. And he got, they said, like 38, 40 times until now we celebrate this nigga birthday. You know what I mean? So you just have to do it afraid. Even if you don't know what the outcome is going to be.
Absolutely. So I just really wanted to get you on because I know there's so many things that you're doing, and I know it could be inspiration because we're in this. Like, we're real creatives, but we got real we be in the struggle, and it's so important for others to kind of see that you can be in the struggle but still be doing what you love and working it out. That's really what I wanted this podcast to be about. It's just to give that light to the struggling creatives, because I know for myself, even when I started working on Past Due, I was at a point in my life where I was just like, what the hell is next? You know what I'm saying?
And Past Due is the bomb. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all have not listened to Past Due. Please go listen to that. I done cussed you out so many times for this damn thing. Ooh, Lord. I love Past Due. Shout out to you and your 4,000 listens. Probably 5,000 now. Oh my God, it is
4.7, but who's counting?
Yes, 4.7. I told you about 5,000. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of my sister. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud that you're a part of my tribe. I'm so blessed that you're a part of my tribe.
As am I.
Yes, girl.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, even though it took us 50 million times to get this right.
I know.
Thank you so much.
You too. Bye, y'all.
All right, guys. This is Past Due, Hustlers Phone Tap. See y'all later.
Bye.
Hey guys, you know I'm all for supporting our fellow podcasters out there. What you're about to hear up next is a short trailer from the audio drama Deadbeats Inc., a podcast by Aisha Casey. Y'all check it out.
Are you a single mom out here trying to maintain a successful career?
I left a message for Margie that research firm in Gramercy Park needs.
Meanwhile, trying to figure out why your baby daddy continues to not help you take care of your child.
Come on, girl.
Prick hasn't even paid child support in long over 2 years.
That would make him a deadbeat, am I right?
Maybe you have a teenager. Cutting class, proving she's not falling too far from that tree. Hey, you ever want to take that take that person down?
Sir, put your hands up.
You ever want to help other people take their deadbeats down?
How you going to become like a child support superhero or something?
You know, he locks me in the closet just to feel big and bold or something.
I got a problem. I think my daughter's mom is hiding something.
Can you help me find my mom?
She left me!
Then Deadbeats is here to help.
What exactly is this?
Deadbeats Professional Services, Cassidy speaking.
What does that mean?
Trust me. Remember the Craigslist killer?
Deadbeats on iTunes and other podcast platforms. Follow us at Deadbeats_INC on Instagram and Twitter.
Pleasure doing business with you.